what? Okay, man, let's go.
What's up, Chubby Nation? Big Will, K-Pop for life, coming back at you. And in today's video, as you saw in the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the top 10 K-pop girl groups of the future.
Don't make me tell you again.
Woo! Okay, so first off, holy shit, this was a hard list to make. There are so many good K-pop girl groups. I have done my best to be unbiased in many situations, but yes, my bias is towards whoever will creep into some of the decisions that I made. So you got a pretty healthy mix in this list of my personal bias, my personal opinion, as well as just a logical, objective-based list. So before you leave the video, leave a comment below who your #1 girl group of the future is. Without further ado, let's jump in to number 10. Number 10 is gonna be Mamamoo.
Hey, piano man, 춤을 추는 너의 손짓이. Oh yes, and oh ah yes. 너에게 빠져들겠어. 빛나는 밤.
If you had asked me a year and a half ago about this list, Mamamoo would have been #1. Would have been #1 hands down. But I feel that the overall content that they have put out has really waned for me personally. I'm just not a fan of the new direction that they've taken in terms of sound. I feel that as a group, how they cohese together, especially on like variety shows and stuff, is still there. But I feel like they've lost that something in their music and the type of content that they present that really lost that X factor for me. I don't know what it is, but I feel that Mamamoo as a whole, they absolutely have potential to be the #1 girl group of the future, but how it presently stands, I don't see that happening. But hey, that's just my opinion. Number 9, we have Gugudan. So I was hesitant to put Gugudan above Mamamoo, but Gugudan has something Mamamoo doesn't at present. Gugudan has Sejong. And the reason that they're not higher on this list because Gugudan has consistently dropped songs that have gotten better. And I think each album drop, each song drop has appealed to a different and broader range of new fan base that's been brought in. And I think at first their name held them back because it's strange. But I think now the Gugudan name as a brand helps them stand out. So I think that it was a good choice and will continue to be. They would be higher on this list if the other members were able to stand out and shine a little more, because Sejong's aura is just overtaking the entire group, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, let's be real, they probably wouldn't be as popular as they are if it wasn't for Sejong and Mina, but especially Sejong, because so many people love her. And I feel like the other girls haven't had a chance to shine yet, and I hope that they do. But if they do, there's a few of them in this group. I'm not going to say all of them because it's just not realistic, but there are a few of them in this group that have potential to blow up or have that moment on a reality show or a variety show that just makes them explode in popularity. And that is why Gugudan made number 9 on this list. Number 8, we have La Boom. right, before you freak out and wonder why the hell Laboom is above Mamamoo, listen, Laboom is by far the most underrated girl group in K-pop. I don't know why everybody sleeps on them, and this isn't my personal opinion, because if you show their stuff to anybody, they're like, who are these girls? They're really good. But for some reason, there's just something that doesn't click with the broader populace. But I think, and this is my reasoning for them being on there, because if you look at the track record, all their songs are really, really good. Their most recent one was kind of good. It was kind of meh, but all their other songs were awesome and extremely replayable. But one of their members is presently in the final group of the unit. If I know anything about K-pop, and I know quite a bit, all these groups that come out of these group forming type shows, the members' individual popularity will skyrocket, and it will really help their main base home group, or whatever you want to call it, as a whole. And in this case, I think people will see her and they'll start Googling and they'll wonder where the hell she came from. And then they'll go check out Laboom, and then they'll blow up once they come out with another album, because it's going to be like, oh, that girl from the unit's in there. Now I know her. That is why they're number 8 on this list. That is what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong, but, you know, fuck off. Number 7 is Momoland. Momoland is another one of these groups that have had a string of like good hits, but they were missing that big hit. You know what I mean? None of the members really took off. The songs were good, but they didn't really grab the attention of a broad audience. And then 2018 happened, and Boom Boom dropped, and the entire K-pop fandom, for the most part, I'd say 95% of people, absolutely loved the song Boom Boom. The video helped members like Joey and Nancy blow up, and they're all over the place now, especially Joey. Generally, one of the most important things in these groups is to have members that people recognize, like, and want to follow and sort of latch onto. And it's going to be really crucial that their next song, the follow-up to this big hit, is really, really good. It doesn't have to be as good, but it has to sort of solidify them as a group to be reckoned with. And if they can do that, they're definitely a K-pop girl group of the future. All right, number 6 is one I personally am not that big of a fan of. I'm not a fan of it all. Let's just be real. Like, their music just doesn't click with me. I don't know why, because the music genre that they tend to occupy is totally in my wheelhouse of like cutesy girl group, you know, light, fluffy, kind of hearted concepts. But I don't know what it is. For some reason yet, they just haven't clicked with me. And that is Oh My Girl. Now, I'm looking at this one objectively. They have a very, very loyal fan base, and a ton of people love them. They love what they're about. I think they represent a nice mix of like old school and new school K-pop. And I think that if they can just have the slightest change in concept to bring in other K-pop fans that might not like the cutesy concept or sort of like the real soft kind of melody they tend to do, that people will jump on board the fandom wagon a lot easier on this one. I just do something missing. Maybe they need a new member. Maybe they need to switch concepts. Maybe whatever it is. But I mean, from a logical, objective standpoint, this group stands out in the pack, and I absolutely believe that they will exceed everybody's expectations in the future, I know that eventually they will have a hit that pulls me in, or they'll do something that pulls me in, and then I'll be like, what the fuck was I sleeping on this group for? Because that's usually what happens, and you know you had it happen to you, so don't pretend like you didn't. Number 5 is another group that I have a love-hate relationship with, and it's going to be Red Velvet. They are always changing their concept up. They're always changing their style up. And I love that about them. I do. I like the fact that they're not afraid to take chances, change the sound, do whatever the hell they want to do. And SM, being SM, can do that. But then you get things with people like me where I hate Peekaboo and I hate Rookie, but I love Red Flavor and I love Ice Cream Cake. And I don't really have a reason for it because I just don't like that other sound. So you take that chance of alienating fans like me who aren't, you know, blindly loyal to a fault or whatever you want to say. I think that Red Velvet objectively has a huge fan base. Each one of their videos always gets a shit ton of views. Everything they drop does really well. So I can't come at them in a biased way because objectively they're a huge group and they make an impact on the K-pop scene and have already established themselves, I think, as a girl group of the future because people always look forward to what they drop. People know who they are. They know the members. And it's one of the bigger groups from the newer generation. But that being said, Red Velvet is definitely deserving of being in the top 5 of K-pop girl groups of the future. Number 4 is going to catch a lot of heat because I feel like sometimes they have a big fan base and people love them, but I also feel like there's like this weird sect of people that absolutely despise them. And that's cool. But GFRIEND is number 4. Now, GFRIEND is really good at pulling you in with their choreography, and I think of all the groups on this list, I'm pointing here because that's where my list is, they have probably some of the best choreography in terms of it's memorable and it's different and unique and it stands out. Because when you think about GFRIEND, you tend to think, wow, yeah, their choreography. That's one of the things that stands out. And the fact that they could switch from the cutesy girl group concept to like the girl crush concept or whatever you want to call it from Fingertip and then back again. Also, the fact that they have a lot of big vocals in the group really helps. I do think that the fact that they lack a member who is a solid rapper or at least well known for the rapping does hold them back on this list a little bit because it does slightly limit their versatility as a group. But that being said, they are like, to me, they represent a perfect mesh of old school K-pop and new school K-pop. And I feel that they combine them really, really well into an awesome package. And I am biased as hell towards this group. I'm not going to lie. I love GFRIEND. Number 3, because I know for a fact you guys were thinking I was going to say twice as number 1, but they are not. In my opinion, they are number 3. I use the term my opinion intentionally because logically And objectively, if you look at purely album sales and popularity, clearly Twice is number one. Clearly. And I'm not going to even pretend like they're not or make up some bullshit reason as to why they wouldn't be looking at it from that way. But that's why I specified in the beginning that this is a mixture of bias and objectivity. So, in my opinion, Twice... Oh, I'm going to get so much fucking hate for this. Twice is an awesome group. I love them. I love almost everything they've dropped except Signal. I fucking hate that song. And if you've watched my videos before, you know I hate that song. But Twice as a whole is a really good group. They're great. They are. And they absolutely deserve to be top 3. And I believe that they deserve to be where they're at right now in terms of album sales, especially considering the amount of shit that they take from everybody. But for me personally, there's really not a single member that jumps out at me to make it on like a bias list. Now, I do like members in the group, obviously, but I'm not like Internet Nathan level of fanboy with them. And I feel that what Twice is lacking isn't fans, isn't great songs, isn't good choreography, because they have all that. What they're lacking to me is they're missing, I guess the only word I can think of is soul. There's something empty under the surface about Twice. And I don't know what it is, but I love everything they put out for the most part. But there's always like this thing that stops me from putting them in the top girl group of, like, they wouldn't even be on my particular top 5 probably. There's something about them that feels slightly hollow, and I don't know what it is, but I'm really interested what you guys think about that in the comments below, more than anything else that I've asked you to put in the comments below. That one I want to hear in the comments below. Number 2, Cosmic Girls. I fucking love the Cosmic Girls. If you've watched this channel before, nobody is surprised, except that you probably thought it would have been number 1. But again, trying to be objective here. Cosmic Girls has everything that Twice has. They have everything that a group like Girls' Generation has. They have everything that a group like IOI has, right? They have distinct looking members. They have their own very unique style and concept. They have a certain je ne sais quoi that really works for them as a group. They have multiple good singers. They have 2 really, really good singers. They have a great rapper, and they have aesthetics and visual across the board that appeals to multiple different types of people and, you know, what different people are attracted to. All that is there. They can pull off different types of music and different styles, and it works. I don't feel, from an objective standpoint, that they would be in the top 3 or 5 of most people's lists. But this is my list. But really, they're number 1 in my heart. So I'm trying to keep it as real as possible here and not be completely unfair. So Cosmic Girls has what Twice is missing. Cosmic Girls has heart, and they have soul. And I can't explain why. I feel like their music and the style that they do has a little more depth to it than Twice does. And that's why, in my opinion, that they're higher than Twice on those lists. Even though they're nowhere near the popularity of Twice, that is why they're higher on this list. Number 1 is probably obvious at this point. And in my own opinion, they would not be number 1. But from an objective standpoint, they absolutely are. And I'll give you the reasons as to why. Blackpink is number 1.
휘 바라바라바라밤 My love is on fire Now burn baby burn 불타나 Baby 날 터질 것처럼 만나줘 그만 생각해 뭐가 그리 어려워
Blackpink is #1 on this list for multiple reasons. They are the most internationally appealing group because, one, very large numbers of people find many of them attractive. Two, there's not too many of them in the group because when you come to America, if there's more than 5 members in the group, for some reason, most people, it's off-putting to them, especially at first if you're not used to it. When I first got into K-pop 5 years ago, I was like, why are there so many members? You get used to it and then you appreciate it more. And I personally prefer there to be more members, but I get why people feel that way. Number 3, most of them speak English and they speak it really well, which broadens their appeal even greater in terms of establishing fans from Instagram, from VLive, from Twitter, from interviews, from posting videos on YouTube on their own, you know, the little handheld cameras or whatever. They can appeal to a whole new audience of people by speaking English and being able to connect on that level on a more regular basis. The type of music that they create is much more of a contemporary pop sound. And it really resonates, I think, with a lot of the world and their overall style and vibe that they put out in the videos, the dances, everything really connects with a broad audience of people. They just have that something to go explode worldwide. They just need that one hit to really blow up to where it starts bringing in like moms and dads and they're all like, yeah, I'm going to get 6 billion views in this video. It's going to happen. They're going to get there. I just feel like from an overall perspective, they have the total package that is required to blow up in Korea as well as the rest of the world. They're like the perfect combination of those things that would allow them to reach a huge audience of fans and appeal to a broad range of people and really pull them in for multiple different reasons. There's really nothing holding them back. I mean, they have everything that's there, and I think they're only going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Anyway, guys, that is my top 10 girl group list of the future. What is yours in the comments below? If you don't know or haven't watched this channel before, I almost always respond to everybody's comments. So don't think that's a waste of time because I will see it, I will read it, and I will most likely respond. And if you guys like what you see and you want to see more, click one of the 2 links that's going to pop up in the bottom here and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, all these other things. I'm giving you way too much stuff to do and you're about to tell me to piss off. Just do them anyway. Don't be a lazy ass and just do them, okay? I'm trying to hit 20,000 subs here, so just fucking do it. Don't be a whiny baby. And as always, keep on popping, K-poppers. Remember, it's not a trend. It's a lifestyle. Deuces.
Tell me pretty lies.